Hi there, I have another amazingly hard mate puzzle to show you. And when I say puzzle, I don't really mean puzzle. This was a composition, and the composer, we know the composer name now from the previous mate puzzle I mentioned. The composer is Mario Matous. Mario Matous, 1947 to 2013. He had a bit of a dark, tragic life in communist Czechoslovakia. He was put into a children's home for re-education after his mother was actually imprisoned when he was just 3 years old. This is pretty tragic. In spite of an excellent academic record, he was only trained as a fitter and never found suitable employment. Thankfully, he discovered chess and he became one of the greatest composers of Endgame studies. He died at 66, but his works like this one will live forever. Okay, so white to play here. This is a very, very hard composition, not a chess puzzle, composition. So you get 1 point for finding the first move and 1,000,000 points if you can work out the follow-up. So there's 1,000,001 points in total for grabs. I can give you 10 seconds if you want to pause the video. Just time to pause the video, and you can spend hours if you want analysing it. If you did manage to get the whole solution, like the critical path, you must be an absolute genius, basically. You might want to put it in your engine's disposition. It might take a few seconds for it to work it out. Okay. So white to play here. It starts off with an under promotion knight check, so a pretty forcing move. And here, if the king goes to f8, then actually you just queen here, and this is troublesome for black. For example, like this, king h6 here seals the exit there, and this move runs into knight f6. And what does black do here? If king e7, then knight f6, and if queen takes a4, there's queen d6, checkmate. So that's one interesting variation of the game. So let's go back. So that the king actually goes to h7. This is more stubborn. We have now h6, queen e7, and now knight f6 check. White is actually threatening knight f6 checkmate. So there aren't too many options for black here. It's pretty forced at this point to play queen e7 check. Just to put that on the board, just to make sure, you know, knight takes is here, for example, is checkmate. You can see that's checkmate. So queen e7 check, knight f6 check. So queen takes, king takes, and now we have d2. Okay, here actually we get a pawn promotion to a queen. Black promotes to a queen. Queen f8, we have queen g1. And now, this is really a funny position indeed. We have queen g7 check. Queen takes, pawn takes, and black can't really move too many pieces here. If the king moves, then g takes, clearly. So the bishop and rook are in a bit of a spot here, to say the least. There's only one kind of move, which is b5. Just to put that on the board before you know, here, I think we're just going to take here, basically. And thanks very much. Yes, that'll be mating shortly. So black's in a bit of a spot here, to say the least. So b5. Now we have a takes, a4, b6, a3, b7, a2. And guess what white plays here? If I give you 10 seconds to pause the video here, what would you play with white in this position? This is hard enough as well. So white to play here. Believe it or not, white under promotes a knight. This is a case for under promoting a knight, a spectacular case. There is something which seems to align to smothered mates here about the king's position. If we promoted a queen instead, black queens, and we're not actually kind of doing much here. After queen f8, queen g1, F5. This is only an even position apparently. For example, like this, it's going to be just an even position. So apparently, yeah, the key is to underpromote a knight. And the point is, black queens, and now you play knight d7, so you're immediately threatening knight f8, check, and if king h6, we have g takes. So very difficult to parry this here. And for example, queen b1, there's knight f8, and just taking the rook and taking here. This leads to a winning endgame position. So white's going to be scooping up the material there. And if we look again at this, a few branches here, if queen a3 as an example, then knight f8, queen takes, and in this position, white play here. Guess what white plays in this position? If I give you 10 seconds to pause the video here. Yes, this is crazy stuff. White to play here. Okay, white actually underpromotes a rook in this line. Yeah, we're underpromoting a rook. I don't know if you've ever seen this before. A knight under promotion followed by a rook under promotion. What's going on here? But this is kind of aligns the peculiarities of the position. So king h6, rook d8, king h5, king g7, and this is going to be winning for white, believe it or not. This position is winning for white. This endgame is just hopelessly lost. The black rook is desperate here. You know, there's a mate threat now that will have to desperately give itself up. So that's the end of that story. Okay, so that's queen a3. Yeah, rather peculiar, isn't it? Queen a8, knight f8. We have this under promotion to a rook, which transposes into the line we've just seen. Yes, it's funny stuff. Queen takes e5. We just take with a pawn, and then take here, and then yeah, we're mating. So yeah, I thought this was a very, very interesting composition. So the main line that I've got here covered is the under promotion kicks off to the the knight under promotion, kicks it off. Then we allow black to queen. We queen normally at this point. Then we have this fascinating under promotion to a knight, and in its most spectacular form, one could argue, is the variation with queen a3, because we're forced to under promote to a rook here. If we promoted to a queen here, it's stalemate. So it's important to avoid the stalemate. So we under promote to a rook, and black is so awkward. Even though a bishop up, the king is so badly placed that here king g7 comes in for dinner there with the pieces to win a bishop, and still black is totally struggling here. This is just a lost endgame, very badly lost endgame, where there's going to be the rook has to give itself up here, otherwise it's going to be checkmate. For example here, rook h6. So a really beautiful composition. I think that's one of the more fascinating lines in this. So yeah, credit to Mario Matous, a fantastic composer, and I'm glad to share and emphasize him as a composer. What a fantastic composition. Comments, questions, like, share, subscribe with the notification bell, all welcome. And also, by the way, if you want to have a trivia question today, okay, what's your favorite color? Okay, what's your favorite color? Leave your comments, yeah, to help boost the video. What's your favorite color? Easy one for you to answer there, and not this composition, which is much harder. Okay, thanks very much.